what's going on?
Can't hear you, buddy.
Because my mic was muted. What a great opening. I don't think I could recreate that opening again. I don't know. I don't even. Anyway, welcome to Football Beer. That's why we're here. He's Dave. I'm Chuck. Thanks for joining us tonight to talk a little NFL football and what's going on in the world in 2024, with football. So, yeah, thanks for joining us. We had a great showing last week on X. We are on Facebook, X, and YouTube. So wherever you can find us, please do tell your friends about us. Man, so you're in a locker room. It looks like there, Dave. Good evening.
Yeah, hey man, I'm repping. Good first week for my team. So um, just hanging out in the locker room. Enjoying that day off yesterday. I got after the win. Just got to sleep in after that win. Real nice. And then now we're getting ready. Slow getting ready for week 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good first week win. I think the money that you bet this week was a little, it's almost like a sandbag bet. It's not like you really had, you know, you really went out on a limb, which we're going to get to in the show. Hey, but we wouldn't be football and beer without the beer. What you got on tap tonight?
Ooh, I got a good one. I never had this before, so try to get it up here. I got a shock top, so let me see if I can get it there. And if you can see, it is Twisted Pretzel. So it is from Shock Top, Atlanta, Georgia, 5% ABV. It is dark. You can see here, nice dark Belgian wheat,
That's
pretty
good.
tasty. Definitely get that little, salty Bavarian pretzel flavor in it. I'm gonna save some for my wife because her favorite thing to snack on is a soft pretzel, so she might really appreciate this beer. So I am saving some for her, and she's already in the comments wanting to try it. So that's what I got going. What do you got going on tonight?
I kind of mailed it in again tonight, and I went with south of the border. I went a little Modelo. I bought a case of this for friends and family that were over, I think, last weekend, along with Sam Adams mix pack and stuff. So I still had some Modelo. I couldn't get out today. I am gonna pick it up. I am gonna pick up my game next week, and I will have a good and unique beer. I will have to, darn it, go down to Total Wine and More and walk around forever and peruse the aisles for brewski. And so I don't know if you guys know, but there's X has just put out an XTV app, and it's available on some devices. It is available on Amazon, and I got a big television above my desk and monitors here. I am now watching this on XTV on my TV. So we broadcast on television now. So join us absolutely on X. We're right there. Hey, that looks. I just watch us up there, man. There we go. All right, so thanks for joining the show. Who do we got again? Whitney is here. Thanks, Whitney, for uh, checking in. Yeah, that shock top. I haven't seen that yet, but that with that pretzel, that's hey, it's got a great. That's my color,
Yep.
and of beer, and so But yeah, so Modelo is great. It's an you know what, you know why I like this. It's great when it's hot outside, you know, and having a good light beer that's just it's almost refreshing. This is the kind that satisfies that. I've been out, like I was sharing before the show, working on my truck, putting a new stereo in and stuff, and um, trying to keep it modern, I guess. But so this is for the working man, Modelo. So thanks, Whitney. Hey, Kim. Gosh, good to see you this week. Missed you last week. But thanks for being here. You are the staple of the show. You're here with us every single year, so it is absolutely fantastic to see you, Kim. And yes, I agree. It's a perfect bull beer, pool beer. So that 5 times fast. So anyway, on with the football show that we have for you tonight. Where are we going to start tonight, Dave?
Just go over our, favorite game of week one, or our favorite outcome. I'll go first, and mine was the first game of the season. That Thursday night game, Ravens Chiefs. You had two great teams. Lamar Jackson's running all over the place. Chiefs young receivers are making plays. Didn't even need Kelsey to have a very big receiving game. They're making plays. Checo ran really hard. Really good game. Came down to the very end. I mean, that was just amazing. Guy had a big night at tight end for the Ravens, likely, and thought he had a touchdown to potentially win the game because once he caught it, you saw Harbaugh running out there saying 2-2, we're going for the win. Was going to try to steal it there in Kansas City, and then the replay official comes down and says, "Hey, we need to take a look at this." And just his toe is on the back line of the end
Yeah.
zone, just out of bounds. That just an inch, literally a toenail away from having a chance to beat Kansas City. At home, week one. So that was just a really exciting game. I really like that game.
Yeah, it was a good game. Obviously that was I think that's the game I put my money on this week and took the Ravens. But so I guess I owe the bank $100, or my bank's $100 overdrawn. I don't know how that's working, but yeah, I kind of had that. But realistically, I was golfing with some buddies Sunday morning. We listened to the Cardinals game, and during our round, and since they were on the road, these are the guys that I tailgate with at the Cardinals games, and so uh, that was a painful game, especially when we had the lead. We took the lead, and really kind of set the tone, and just kind of unfortunately could not pull it together. Kind of going back and watching just some highlights. It looks like you know Kyler's still trying to do a little bit too much with his feet and not getting the ball to his wide open receivers down the field. So I guess it's kind of hard when you're only like 5'10" and you can't see over the the defensive line. So it must be a struggle. So anywho, yeah, but that first game, it's a good way to kick off the season.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so let's go into my offensive player of the week, and there was a lot of good play. This was a little bit tough one week one. There was a lot of poor quarterback play, so would have been really easy for me to pick Baker Mayfield for the Bucks. He had 4 touchdown passes. That would have been a good one. But the guy that I picked, just because he was on a new team, he scored all their touchdowns for the week in a close game against the Packers, is running back Saquon Barkley. He rushed for 24 times for 109 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Also caught 2 passes for 23 yards and a touchdown. So to show up like that and have 3 touchdowns in your first game of the regular season for a new team, I thought that was really impressive. So he's our offensive player of the week, Saquon Barkley. Moving over the defensive side of the ball, defensive player of the week, I'm going to give it to Tyreek Stevenson, defensive back of the Bears. He had a go-ahead pick six with 7:45 to play. Will Levis for Tennessee just threw the ball away. He was getting sacked and just tried to make a play he shouldn't have made, and threw just a lob ball while he was going down, and Stevenson stepped in front of it and took it to the house. That was the final score of the game. So that touchdown really did win the game for the Bears. Titans weren't able to score anymore after that. So that's why Tyreek Stevenson for the Bears will be my defensive player of the week. Um, who's your coach on the hot seat after week one?
Well, interesting you should ask. I had a few to pick from, and you know, and but a couple of them were too easy. I mean, if I go back and they're I'm really upset with what this isn't my coach, but I'm really upset with what they're doing. How they came out this year in New York with the G-men, and and I could have easily picked Brian DeBall, but realistically, that's more of a personnel situation. He's trying to work with the best that he has. They got rid of Saquon Barkley, kept Daniel Jones, and Saquon had a good week, and I think I got 30 some fantasy points with him this week. So he definitely had at least a good week one. Dave Canales, I don't know how you say his last name, Panthers head coach. Yeah, it's another one underperforming, but they underperformed last year. So the bar isn't really high there in Carolina. It's unfortunate, but my pick is actually Raheem Morris in Atlanta, and just because kind of going back and doing my research, I mean, Kirk Cousins did not look good. A couple picks, just didn't. He was throwing behind guys, hardly getting it to the line of scrimmage. I mean, throwing it short of the line of gain on third down, and the team just didn't look ready. And actually, as I was researching, I just noticed that he actually sat a lot of his starters during preseason and didn't have them play. And so when you think about that, that just means, hey, these guys aren't at game speed, and I think that's kind of what, for me, just noticing that, hey, yeah, these guys are just they're not ready for week one, and that to me is on a coach. I mean, sure, it's first game of the season, but that I'm going to put Raheem Morris on my hot seat this week, just for not having his players ready in week one by sitting him in during preseason.
Yeah, they look pretty horrible on offense. Cousin didn't look like he could move. He didn't actually look like he was 100% healthy. Really, I mean, he was really stiff in the pocket, and that's not gonna bode well for him or them. So yeah, that was a good pick with Raheem there. Um, so Whitney's on, Kim is on. I don't know if we have anyone on X. If we do, hello. We do have a new format a little bit this year. So the next segment is Dave's 2 minute drill. So this is where I'm going to pick a topic every week to just have to talk about it 2 minutes or less. So at 2 minutes, Chuck can cut me off, even if I'm still talking, and I have to stop at that point. So if you're in the NFL and you're in your 2 minute drill and that clock goes off, you don't get to keep running plays to win the game, do you? Game's over. So you either score before 2 minutes or you don't. You lose. So um, here I'll go for my 2 minute drill. And this week the topic's going to be the new kickoff format and how it played out in week one. So if you don't know, they changed the NFL kickoff format. There is a landing zone that the kicker has to kick it into for the return team. Basically has to kick it inside between the 20 and the goal line. And then the kickoff coverage team. So the return team, coverage team, they're going to line up 5 yards away from each other, starting at about I think it's between the 30 and 40-yard line of the return team. None of those men can move until the ball is caught in that landing area. Touchback will come out to the 30-yard line. And so I was really excited and wondering how this would work. I really want to see a lot more kick returns. And Chuck's Cardinals had a kick return for a touchdown week one. So that's super exciting to have a special teams touchdown week one. There were 3 other teams that had a kick return for over 50 yards. So that was pretty good. 24 out of the 32 teams had at least one kick return in the game, which means 8 teams chose to let their opponents start at the 30-yard line, with a kick resulting in a touchback. So at least 8 teams weren't even playing around. They were just kicking out of the back of the end zone. Hey, get it at the 30. We don't care. We'll try to play defense. The league average for week one for kickoff returns was right around 25 yards. So it the stats would say after week one, it benefits the kicking team to have the receiving team return the kick because they weren't averaged out to the 30. However, the Panthers may have skewed the week one kickoff stat a bit since they let the Saints score 47 points on them. New Orleans' opening week record for points scored. That resulted in 9 kickoff returns for Carolina alone, 8 of them by Raheem Blackshear. He had 204 kick return yards by himself. Yeah, that's crazy. 204 kick return yards. The next closest team in kickoff returns for the week had 5. So I'm just saying, what do you think?
Yeah, were the Cardinals the only one that had the run back?
Yeah, only
Yeah.
kick return for a touchdown.
I mean, you like to see the run backs. I don't know. I think once. I kind of like the strategy element that it's something new. Coaches are still are still probably still even with preseason feeling this out, and you might see some different types. I really don't know what they can do with when they're lined up so close to really create any type of wedge or any type of running lanes or anything like that. But it'll be interesting to see as this develops, coaches finding ways to get running lanes for the return kickers, or is there a possibility of some sort of trick play with the lateral to an open lane or something? Something that because I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I Again, I'm all for evolution. I'm all for reasonable, realistic change that makes the game more fun to watch. And I understand that this was a rule change based on for safety for the most part, but um, you know, you just want to see. We like to see scoring, and it doesn't always have to come from the offense.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed too, I saw a couple times, I have that YouTube TV's ticket so I can watch 4 games at once on the screen. And every time there was a kickoff, I was really tuned in to see what it looked like for all these different teams. And even the coverage team, the kickoff team, they benefited sometimes because they would kick it in the landing area and they'd have really good coverage. And so maybe they would tackle a guy at around the 25, but there would be a holding penalty on the return team. Well, that's 10 yards. Now the team's starting back at the 15.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole nother first down. That's a whole nother 15 yards because you did kick it in the landing area that you could possibly help your defense with. So I think it's not just on the offensive side, but I think on the defensive side too. The average showed teams are only returning it to the 25. So I mean that's 5 yard difference right there. Kind of every yard counts. So if these coverage teams can really figure out how to do that well, why would you just let a team have the ball at the 30 if you could have them back at the old classic 20, like a touchdown back used to be, like basically our whole life up until a handful of years ago. Because that's a whole, like I said, that's a whole first down. Every yard counts. Every drive counts. 10 yards is a lot in the NFL.
Yeah. And I kind of just listen again, listening to the game with Arizona. It seemed like Arizona was just, for the most part, kicking the ball into the end zone and giving the team the 30-yard line.
They
And
were.
so you're giving now with that decision, you're giving an offensive team an extra 5 yards. So interesting decisions that each team now has to make.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like that they're actually penalizing. I mean, with the 5 yards, those teams that just decide to kick in the end zone.
Yeah, you'd like to see them at least, yeah, make it exciting. All right, coming up week 2, matchup to watch. So I selected my matchup to watch this week. The Bengals were terrible. They're terrible in week 1. Burrows has to play a lot better. I know Jamar Chase was holding out and he didn't get a lot of training camp, but he's a very good receiver, and I feel like they need to have a real big comeback game because it's against the Chiefs. A few years ago, this was a great game. This is a great battle. Burrows against Mahomes. I mean, everyone thought this was going to be the future of the AFC, and then Burrows has been hurt so much, and Mahomes just keeps winning Super Bowls that I think we don't have that talk anymore. But I have Jamar Chase, wide receiver for the Bengals, going up against 2023 All Pro first team defensive back Trent McDuffie for the Chiefs. So I think that's a big matchup I'm going to watch this week. Jamar Chase, he's making all that money now. You're going to be going against one of the best corners in the league. So I'm going to see when they match up on the field and see who wins that battle this week.
Yeah, I'm really looking at the Bills Dolphins game. I'm gonna make time. Hopefully that's on TV. I want to see that matchup this week, and because you got two playoff perennials here, and the Bills did not really look that good last week, and I mean against the Cardinals, or maybe the Cardinals looked good. Who knows? Uh, but uh, but yeah, I'm really looking at that Bills Dolphins game would be my matchup of the week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's tomorrow. That's a tomorrow Thursday
Yeah.
night game. So that'll be exciting. See if Tariq can get to the game safely. Um, what a show that was, huh? Um, so going on to our picks, as you mentioned before, you picked the Ravens last week to there's 3-point dogs to the Chiefs. They obviously didn't win. They didn't cover the spread because of that guy's big toe being out of bounds. Um, and so you are at a current balance of negative $100. I chose the I chose last week the Niners to beat up on the Jets, and they did. Spread was 3.5 points. They covered that easy, so I have $100 in my bank currently. So this week, who are you putting your $100 on what spread? What game?
Uh, yeah, I'm looking at this, and probably I'm just looking at the spreads because well, that's a close game. I want actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull a U. I'm gonna take the. No, that's not. See, that's not right. I want to take the Chargers at the Panthers, 6.5.
That's my pick. That's the pick I
Uh,
have.
is it?
Yep. That is the pick
Um,
I have because the Panthers are absolutely dreadful and terrible. If you
And
would
I
like to
guess it
take
is
that
about
game,
making money. I guess it is about making money, right? It's
it
not
is.
like, hey, picking a game that could be competitive and putting $100 like like I did last
Oh
week, which
no,
was
yeah,
I got to learn this new.
this is the
I don't
lock.
do the the FanDuel betting stuff that you do. So
Yeah,
this is new for me.
yeah. Where are you gonna win your money? What's your lock?
Yeah, but see if I win there, then I'm still $100 behind, and the goal is to win. I'm just trying
Oh,
to see if there's another game that I could throw my money
I'll.
on that I feel good about. But
You went first. I'll give you that game, and I'll pick a different game.
no, 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 no. Browns and Jaguars is a horrible game. Jets Titans, that's a horrible game. Giants commit. There's some really bad games this week.
Yeah.
So Rams at the Cardinals. 1.5. Who's giving up 1.5? So the Cardinals are giving up one. The Cardinals are underdogs, right?
Yes, by a point. Well, yeah, which is basically a pick 'em.
I'm gonna be at that game.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. It's a long season. I'm gonna put my $100 on the Cardinals.
All right. Cardinals +1.
And you can all laugh me out of the stadium. I don't care.
+1. They're at home. They're at home. Kyler moved around. Hey, they
And
played.
I'll be cheering loudly. So
They played a good game against a good Bills team on the road. I mean, I thought they did pretty well actually till kind of the end of the game.
and see,
Um,
and I think the Bills are better than the Rams. So
yeah.
we'll
Well,
see.
they put up a good amount of points, didn't they?
Yeah.
28. That's not bad for week one. Um, so yeah, so like I said, I'm going to take Chargers 6.5. I mean, a whole touchdown and an extra point at the Panthers on the road, going across basically the whole country. But Carolina sucks. They just suck. I mean, I watched that team. Khalil Mack had a sack and a half. Joey Bosa had a sack. They got pressure up the middle with their D tackles. I just don't see Bryce Young standing a chance against that pass rush the way he looked last year, the way he looked in week one. He's going to be running for his life, and he doesn't really have anyone to give the ball to. Still only the second week. Jim Harbaugh, he's gonna bring the house. The Panthers probably aren't going to even touch the ball that much because Jim's all about ball control. He's all about running the clock, running the ball, moving the chains. He's old school football, man. He ground and pounds you to death, wears you out, and I think he's going to wear the Panthers out. So yeah, that'd be a nice 2-0 start for Kim's Chargers. So I'm going to take them. Let's see, so you picked that Bills Dolphins game as your game to watch. Trying to figure out what my game to watch is this week. What's the one that I really want to see? That's a great pick. My matchup was Kansas City's DB against Cincinnati's wide receiver, but I don't think that's the game I really want to watch the most. That's just the matchup that I would like to watch the most.
That Bears Texans game could be a good one.
That could be. The Bears defense really came out and played really well. But you know what? I think I'm gonna go. This could be a NFC playoff game for sure. I believe it was last year, and I'm gonna take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be a real good game. Mayfield had a great game. The Lions were an exciting game to watch on Sunday night against the Rams. Pulled it off in overtime. Now they get to be at home. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bucks at the Lions. Gonna take that one as my game I want to watch this week the most.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, there's a few good ones in there. I was kind of saying earlier that there's some crummy ones in there. I don't know about the Seahawks, Giants, Commanders.
Mm.
Browns, Jags, Jets, Titans, Steelers, Broncos.
Well, if Russell Wilson plays, he's going to be going back.
Oh,
He'll be going back to Denver to play against his coach if he plays. That might be worth watching if you're just you don't like Russell Wilson or you do like Russell Wilson. That might be a game to watch for you. Seeing his coach bring the blitz on him that didn't get along with him in Denver. That might be a fun little quarterback versus ex-coach game. If he even plays.
I'm already hearing the rumblings in Pittsburgh that Wilson is not a favorite with the coaching staff already. So if they don't have some success soon, it's going to be a short season for Russell and maybe his last chance to really play in this league at a high level.
Yeah, how the mighty have fallen right there, huh? With that career, geez, he's good.
Right.
I mean, Justin Fields won. He didn't score a touchdown. Team still won. He ran around, made enough plays. Didn't throw a touchdown or anything, but did just enough. So, Whitney says he's done, and she's a Seahawk fan, so it looks how much I think she had his jersey at one point. So
yeah,
I told you, the mighty has fallen. But yeah, so like Kim, who joined us tonight, the format is a little bit different. We're trying to keep the show kind of to a tighter half hour with these segments. Now we're not picking every game on the spread, so please, comment when we're picking our lock of the week. What's going to be your lock of the week? What spread are you picking to win if you had to bet $100 on? What's your matchup of the week? What would you like to see? Just kind of going to transition throughout the season, and once we get all of our fans in here commenting and working along with us, they can tell us who their offensive player of the week was, defensive player, who they think Chuck should have on his hot seat. Suggest any topics you'd like me to cover on a 2-minute drill. You just give us some feedback, give us some ideas, be a part of the show, tell your friends, tell strangers. We don't care. Just just get some people on here so we can interact with you.
Yeah, we had like 30 people on last week from X, and the algorithms work different tonight. X was not our friend.
Oh no. Well,
Elon was teasing us last week. Um, it's all good. Hey, it's all good. It's always a good time. Any last thoughts for the week? I mean, it just seems like I don't know. It just seems like this season came up so quick. Uh, I feel like I'm still not even in pre-season. I feel like I'm in OTAs or training camp. I mean, it's just I feel like I'm behind, and just I feel like Kirk Cousins just been on the bench.
oof.
I'm not at game speed yet.
That watching that quarterback back play this week, like I said, I watched probably at least 10 games. While they were going on this week, four, then Thursday night, or shoot, no, I watched 13 games. Yeah, something like that, at least. Um, Counting Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, but it was just pretty wild how bad the quarterback play was. I mean, there was more than half the league I don't think threw for over 175 yards. It
Yep.
wasn't just not throwing touchdowns; they weren't even getting the ball down the field. I mean, it was pretty awful. So that's just going to be something to watch. See if these quarterbacks can get up to speed here and make these games worth watching.
Yeah. Well, any last thoughts? I think, or did I just say that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just stoked for my Niners. I mean, we go play the Vikings.
What?
We were all banged up and we still kicked the
Yeah.
Jets' butt. I mean, we have no McCaffrey.
Right.
We had some
Exactly.
other injuries on defense. Like, we're already going into the season injured, and we looked great. So I was happy with that because I wasn't sure what it would look like. Trent Williams missed a lot of practice. Ayuk
Yep.
missed a lot because of their contracts. They both came out and played, pretty well. Trent's a Hall of Famer, so he did amazing. But that running back, I was so happy for that young running back to have such a huge game. National TV, first start of his career. Big hug from his mama before the game when he found out Christian wasn't going to play and he was going to get his first start. And man, I think he rushed for 145 yards and touchdown. So good for that guy. I mean, that we might have a 1-2 punch now that we didn't even know we were going to have because this guy got that opportunity. So that's just great.
Yeah, I was bummed that I didn't pick up McCaffrey this year on fantasy. I had him last year, and now I'm not so bummed. Um,
Yeah.
and and I don't know if I told you, I uh, Kim's like, yeah, I hope your Chargers get another W also because I am a huge Justin Herbert fan. It's just going to be very interesting to see what Harbaugh does with the team this year. I don't see Justin having to throw it, like he has in the past to try to keep the win. So hopefully the environment is there with Harbaugh coming in and that it's kind of that is somewhat quick. I mean, there's going to be a building phase in LA with the Chargers, just with the new coach, the new mentality, a new system, and I hope they get it figured out quickly and are competitive before they ruin the talent of Justin Herbert and the young guys, any other young guys they have on the team. So I've seen that with coaches where you have a really great talent, but they come in and it's just kind of a slow development, and then by the time they think they're getting anywhere, the top talent leaves. So yeah, but again, I hope they win. I didn't pick them to win the Super Bowl this year, I don't think, but I know I didn't. But I'd be okay if they did. I'd definitely be okay if they did. But yeah, so looking forward. We got our first. Leela and I are going to the Cardinals game this weekend. I'm gonna hit tacos and tequila, hang out there for a while before the game, and if you don't know, they got the best nachos on the planet, I think, and they feed about 50 people. It's a stack of nachos that's about 2 feet high, and it's crazy. But yeah, so we're gonna hang out there with a couple of the other tailgate guys. then you're going to join me the week after with for the Lions, and Leela's going to be out of town, so you're gonna hang out. We're not gonna tailgate. I don't think we're tailgating all this month because of the heat and one of the guys got. So I don't know what we're doing with that. But this week I know we're not tailgating. So I will enjoy those nachos. They are the best. So yeah, so looking forward to we got 3 games this month at home. A 3 weeks straight home stand for the Cardinals. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, so all right, man. Well, hey, great stuff. I gotta check out that Shock Top, that pretzel beer. That looks
Total
amazing.
Wine seasonal section.
I'm gonna have to get me a bottle of that. Yeah, I kind of mailed it in, but you know what? Again, I'm enjoying it. Actually, I enjoyed both of them, and that's the great thing about this. It's only like 2.4%. Oh, it's 4.4.
I can drink like 9 of those.
I know, that's exactly. So yeah, so have a fantastic week. Hey, everyone, if you're watching now, if you're watching a replay, have a fantastic football week. Always, again, tell your friends, come in and comment. We love to interact with you guys, and we really want to build the fan base. We can broadcast up to 3 different streaming services at a time. If you think there's a better one that you always watch and you're on, let us know. I'm actually loving. Like I said, I've been looking up at the TV here that's above my studio stuff here, and seeing us on the big screen looks great, and on XTV app. So if you can get the XTV app on whatever streaming service you use or device, I know it's not on everything yet. Elon said, I had a call with him. We talked about it, but it is on the Amazon Fire or Amazon system or whatever, and so yeah, X. I'm watching our show right now. Even though it says live 0 views and we do have viewers. So, yeah, it's because that's on X. So that's kind of cool though. They have a live up in the corner and then they have a viewer count. But so yeah, so we'll build it up.
There'll be a sponsor real soon with all these other beer, local Arizona beer companies that will get to promote their beer.
Right? Exactly. So we need a beer sponsor. But then we're locked in. It's like, we got 5 beers.
What if they give us free beer?
Yeah.
Lock me in. Lock me in, baby.
This week, 5
Yeah.
weeks ago, I highlighted this beer. We're highlighting it again.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Oh, thank you, Huss. Thank you, Four Peaks. Thank you. Come on. Who wants to do it?
Look us
We're
up.
here.
I think next week I will be in Sacramento, so I'll be doing the show from the hotel. So I'll be on a small screen next week on my laptop, but it all works. So yeah, so hey, we look forward to seeing you all. Again, thanks for joining us, and we love you guys, and have a fantastic football week, and we'll see you all next Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Football and beer, that's why we're here. Ciao.